Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is my best morning update ever. Ghislaine Maxwell is under FBI investigation. 100%, not even a question. She is under FBI investigation. We've heard this before, but I have reached out to my sources, and my sources can confirm that this is actually happening this time. She is definitely under investigation, and so are several others. All right? It's happening, folks. Don't let anybody tell you that you haven't made a difference. All of you out there have made a difference. All of you have been emailing me every day talking about this case. All of you, okay? So, guess what? It's starting to happen, folks. It's really starting to happen. And once they get Ghislaine Maxwell, once she's brought in, the whole entire house of cards will tumble in upon itself. She's the one who facilitated all of this. She's the one who had the contacts to the intelligence community. She's the one that brought him into this higher crust of society. She's the one. And guess what? Epstein's no longer around for us to focus our ire on him. It's time we turn our attention fully and completely to Ghislaine Maxwell and make sure that she is buried underneath the prison, because she's just as sick, just as much of a predator as Jeffrey Epstein was. And I am so happy to wake up to this news right now, folks. You don't even understand. I'm starting to get a little bit of a cold. Woke up, kind of felt a little under the weather. So I slept in a little bit. I'm usually up by 5 getting ready for the show, 5 a.m. Pacific time. Not today. I literally just rolled out of bed a little while ago. And I checked my alerts and checked my news like I usually do the second I wake up. And this is what was staring at me right in the face. And boy, oh boy, I almost jumped for joy. Hey, that rhymed. But listen to me right now, folks. All right, listen. This is incredible news. This is an incredible day for the girls who have been molested by this lady, because an investigation into Ghislaine Maxwell is only going to lead one place, and that's to her eventual arrest. Or now that Ghislaine Maxwell is under investigation for sure, I wouldn't be surprised if she had some sort of quote unquote accident like her father did, because she knows everything. She knows every last thing. And when they put the screws to her and she starts talking, oh boy, the names that are going to come tumbling out of her mouth. And our buddy Prince Andrew, Prince Andrew, you know he's sweating now. All right, so let's jump right into this article now. Let's see what we got. Let's get down into the weeds and take a look at Ghislaine Maxwell being finally, folks, under investigation. So the article is from the Daily Mail. The headline is, FBI is investigating Epstein's madam, aka pedophile friend, Ghislaine Maxwell, and several others who facilitated the late pedophile's sexual abuse. So your little plea deal not going to work out so well. All right, I told everybody that this was going to happen, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they have slapped RICO charges on them, because if they do slap them RICO charges on them, then that plea deal that they signed for the first place, there's going to be a whole bunch of different charges, a whole slew of other charges. All right, what they do with RICO is they'll slap you with 100 counts of RICO, 100 different counts of RICO, and they'll make something stick, and that something is going to end up giving you a lot of time in prison. Know how I know that? I've seen it happen. All right, so if you'd like to contact me, you can do that at Bobbycapucci at protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI at protonmail.com. All right, so let's read about this witch getting her just desserts. The FBI is investigating Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's madam, aka pedophile friend, and several others who facilitated the late pedophile's reign of sexual abuse against young girls, it has been revealed. According to 2 law enforcement sources cited by Reuters on Friday, Maxwell is the main focus of the investigation. I can confirm that. I talked to my source right when I woke up. I hopped on and I sent a message right away. My source got back to me right away and said that this is legit. This isn't no smokescreen. She's definitely under investigation. They don't really work as on this sort of thing, but they're in the know. So I can confirm what Reuters has been told. I can confirm with my sources that this is actually happening and this is legit. Other people who facilitated his abuse are being looked into, they said, adding that the probe is in the early stages. That I can confirm that as well. They've just opened up dossiers basically on people, and they're about to do a deep dive. I think that what they were doing was trying to work their way around that initial plea agreement. I think they were trying to figure out what charges they were going to slap them with, what sort of bigger charges they could throw at them, so it wasn't a double jeopardy type of deal. And I think they were working on that, and they finally figured out what they wanted to slap them with, so they've really revved things up. The sources said there is no immediate suggestion that agents want to speak to Prince Andrew, but they would not rule it out. My source said nothing about Prince Andrew. My source only had something to say about Ghislaine Maxwell. A representative for the British royal family said that whether the agency interviewed Andrew was a matter for the FBI. Yeah, that's right. As long as the British royal family knows their role, you can't stop the FBI from doing what they got to do. Royal family, you're not the king here. You're not the queen here. So what Americans do and what American investigators do has no... The Queen's influence has no bearing on that, or it shouldn't. The investigation brings Maxwell closer to facing charges over her alleged involvement in Epstein's web. She has been in hiding since the financier, pedophile, was arrested in June and did not even break cover after his suicide, allegedly, in August. Yeah, no shit. Here's what I think has been happening, all right? I can't confirm this. I don't have any information that can confirm this. I believe that Maxwell was being hidden by whoever her sources are in the intelligence world. They had her squirreled away while they tried to negotiate an out for her. Well, the public scrutiny is too much for that. Even the intelligence communities can't get her out of this one. So what they told her probably was, look, we can't protect you anymore. You better turn yourself in, or I don't know what to tell you. Either that, or she's going to get, being in a boat accident, kind of like her father was, because she knows she has the keys to the kingdom, folks. She has the keys to the kingdom. And the first time they were able to get off it is because there wasn't as much public scrutiny. And now, with as crazy as everybody's been going, with the way you folks have been following this case and demanding answers, they have no other choice. Maxwell, the daughter of late media tycoon Robert Maxwell, who died in disgrace after plundering the pensions of thousands of British newspaper staff, has always denied wrongdoing. She has issued statements through her attorneys to deny claims made by women who say Epstein abused them. Her lawyer did not immediately respond when contacted by DailyMail.com on Friday. Maxwell and Epstein met in the 90s. They dated for a few years, then stayed close friends for years. It was during their friendship that dozens of women who have come forward in lawsuits and in interviews say that Maxwell procured them for Epstein, then showed them how to please him sexually. Among them is Virginia Roberts, who says she slept with Prince Andrew in London in 2001 when she was 17, a claim both he and Maxwell deny. The women say Maxwell manipulated them when they were under Epstein's thumb and threatened them if they tried to leave. She denies all their allegations. Of course she does. Of course she does. But we know from the evidence what sort of animal and monster she is. Ghislaine Maxwell, your day is coming. Ding dong, the witch is about to be put in prison and for all intents and purposes be dead. Enjoy, Ghislaine Maxwell. Enjoy. Prosecutors said he recruited girls to give him massages which became sexual in nature. He had pleaded not guilty. Following Epstein's arrest, the FBI urged anyone who had been victimized by Epstein or had additional information to call the agency's hotline. I'm going to guess and go out on a limb here and say that Ghislaine Maxwell didn't bother calling the hotline. U.S. Attorney General William Barr vowed to carry on the case against anyone who was complicit with the financier. Any co-conspirator should not rest easy, he said in August. Hey, look, I'm pretty critical of William Barr. There's no doubt about it. I'm not really a big fan. I'm not a big fan of holdovers, retreads, stuff like that. But if he's gonna do what he said in this case and go after these people and follow the truth wherever it may lead, well, all right. So I will be cautiously optimistic that we're getting movement here because this is a big deal. Ghislaine Maxwell being put under investigation and them coming out and saying she's under investigation is a big, huge, gigantic deal. The source said they had received numerous tips from the hotline, which they are looking into. There are now 22 lawsuits pending against Epstein's estate. When he died, he left a reported fortune of around $500 million to his brother. There are other women who worked for Epstein who his victims named in lawsuits as alleged co-conspirators. Some were protected by him from prosecution under his 2007 sweetheart deal with Florida prosecutors who let him off with just 1 year prison sentence for pleading guilty to soliciting underage girls. Here we go, folks. You ready? The gross foursome. The four horsewomen of the apocalypse. Those women include Sarah Kellen, Adriana Ross, Lesley Groff, and Nadia Marcinkova, were all protected under the deal in Florida. Groff has issued a statement through her attorneys to deny having anything to do with Epstein's relations with young girls. She had been accused of booking travel for them to meet Epstein. Lesley Groff worked as an executive assistant in Jeffrey Epstein's business office, along with attorneys and other executives. Yeah, okay, sure she did. Miss Groff was just as complicit. All of these girls that from Florida would talk about her. Every single one of these little girls. Miss Groff, however, never knowingly booked travel for anyone under the age of 18 and had no knowledge of the alleged illegal activity whatsoever. How is this not a criminal conspiracy, folks? How is this not a RICO case? She's booking girls, bringing them in over state lines. They're using money on sex trafficked victims. I mean, it has all the hallmarks. Miss Groff, a parent herself, is incredibly shocked and deeply upset about the alleged wrongdoings of Mr. Epstein, her attorney said in a statement earlier this year. Kellen was alleged to have made appointments for the girls to see Epstein. In some court documents, women claim she also took part in the sexual acts. A spokesman for Kellen issued the following statement to DailyMail.com earlier this month. Sarah had just turned 22 when she was recruited by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell to work as an assistant for Maxwell. Sarah was targeted by Epstein and Maxwell when she, like many of their victims, was extremely vulnerable, struggling financially and emotionally. Sarah had no support system in her life at the time, having recently been divorced by the man she married when she was 17 years old and then cast out of the Jehovah's Witness community in which she had been born and raised. Very soon after Sarah was brought into Epstein's world, he began to sexually abuse her, and this abuse went on for years. While working for Maxwell and Epstein, Sarah's job responsibilities including scheduling appointments for them at their direction. At no time did Sarah recruit anyone on Epstein's or Maxwell's behalf. Sarah continues to struggle with the trauma of her experiences and has chosen not to speak publicly at this time. Wow, it's basically stolen valor. She's saying she was being abused by Jeffrey Epstein. No, Sarah, you're not going to be able to use that excuse. Only Nadia Marcinkova can use that excuse. She was sold to Epstein when she was 14. You, Miss Kellen Vickers, I'm sorry, you are directly in the spotlight. You helped not only recruit these girls, but you abused these girls. So there's no, oh, well, woe is me. Okay, there is no woe is me. You're just as involved, Sarah Kellen Vickers, Lesley Groff, Adriana Ross, Nadia Marcinkova. All four of you, plus your buddy Ghislaine Maxwell, are about to feel the swift and furious hand of justice. Because it's coming, folks. Merry Christmas to all of you out there. This is our Christmas present right here. This is if they wrap this and put a bow on it and put it under my tree, this couldn't have been a better Christmas present. We're making movement, folks. Things are happening. They're listening to us. They're paying attention to what's going on, and they can't stop this train. And it's just going to keep on rolling right into 2020, because 2020 is the year that the predators are turning into the prey, and it all starts right now. And it starts with you. Keep on them, folks. Don't give them 1 second to come up from air. Keep the pressure on. If you would like to contact me, you can do that at Bobbycapucci at protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI at protonmail.com. If you would like to help support the show, you can do that in the description box by clicking on the GoFundMe link. To all of you who have donated already, you folks are awesome. To all of you who support the show, I love all of you, and this is a good day. This is a very good day in the world of Jeffrey Epstein reporting. This is a very good day for the women, and I feel very good for Virginia Roberts and the other girls who were abused by this witch, to see that she's going to get her just desserts. And it's coming, folks. This isn't going to be some little slap on the wrist. This isn't going to be some little talky talk, okay? She is going to prison. Ghislaine, I'm calling it now, right here on the show. Ghislaine Maxwell will be in a U.S. prison, okay? Either that or she'll have some sort of accident and suicide herself. One way or the other, she is facing justice.